Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner. Welcome to your latest Chelsea news. I'm buzzing, man. I'm buzzing. I cannot wait for the Leeds game to come along, which is within the next 24 hours. Absolutely looking forward to exactly how we are going to take advantage of a really nice start post the international break. Burnley win, Barcelona win, and a hard-fought draw against Arsenal, where of course we were looking for the win, but under the circumstances, I think ultimately the result isn't that bad. Would have been really nice if we got that victory. Now we look forward to Leeds, we look forward to Bournemouth, we look forward to Everton, I believe. These three fixtures, I kid you not, if we get 9 out of 9 points, we are going to find ourselves in a very tasty situation, moving well and truly deep into this December period, right? Now, let's kick things off with what was said by Enzo Maresca in the press conference earlier today. Lots been talked about. There's been conversations in regards to Cole Palmer, in regards to Andrey Santos. Obviously he's going to be replacing Moises Caicedo. And there's some bits and pieces also in relation to Essugo, who seems to might have picked up another injury, so it's going to delay his comeback. And also, Enzo Maresca had a lot of praise towards Reece James. And we're going to kick things off from here. All right, let's go. Enzo Maresca on Reece James' midfield plan. He can play in both positions. He has been a fullback his whole life. He has also played as a midfielder. He can be good in both positions. When we decide for him as a midfielder, we want physicality in the middle. It depends on the game plan. But as you said, he's doing very well in both positions. I think it's clear. Whenever it's up against a very big team, a team that wants to play and go toe-to-toe with us, we generally like to play Reece James in midfield and give us that extra bit of assurance in midfield, extra bit of number, as Enzo Maresca said, a bit more physicality. That match against Arsenal, all my days, I want to pose a question to you guys, to not just the Chelsea fans, but generally, any fans. Question, Reece James, is he a better midfielder than Declan Rice? I'm being honest. Honest question. Please comment below and let me know, because that match that Reece James played against Arsenal, what couldn't he do? He was capable of absolutely everything and anything in midfield. But look, most of the Chelsea fans, we know when Reece James has his most peak performance in midfield, he can be sensational. We still prefer him in right back, but I think slowly the conversation needs to change. Is he, in the future, touted as a midfielder as opposed to a right back? Seems to be better for his health as well, as opposed to bombing up and down in that right back position, which could potentially damage his health. Being in midfield, look, I don't know how much it really protects him from a health-wise, because he's covering a lot of ground, but it seems like he's he is getting accustomed to that position. He is becoming quite a fruitful player there. So let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom line, this guy's a fantastic footballer, an absolutely fantastic footballer. That's the bottom line. Enzo Maresca on Reece James starting versus Leeds. It's complicated. I would like to start him every game, but we need to see. Of course, we want to start him every game. He's the captain. And often, if you can keep your captain often on the field and play him on a regular basis, it only helps out the team in terms of morale, in terms of confidence, in terms of many things. But I do fear that he's not going to be able to play against Leeds. I think he did play against Burnley. He also played against Barcelona, and he also played against Arsenal. So I'm pretty certain he played against Burnley. Let me see. Let me just quickly check that. I'm pretty certain, even though Enzo Maresca in recent times said that he is now capable of playing 3 games a week, but this is now getting to the situation where it's a bit, Reece James did start. Reece James actually started against Burnley. So it's getting to a point where he needs a rest. He definitely needs a rest. And this game against Leeds comes very quickly off the back of the match that we had against Arsenal. So look, I'm not going to be shocked. I'm not going to be surprised if Reece James is not starting in this game. In fact, if Reece James is not even available in the squad, I think that might be the right way to go about to protect him in the long run with so many matches to be played in the month of December. And we've got enough cover. We've got enough cover to look out for Reece James. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we need to talk about Robert Sanchez. By the way, if you've missed that on the earlier episode of All You Can Eat Chelsea, make sure you guys watch that, where we talked a lot about Robert Sanchez as well and Reece James, and talked about post-Arsenal, touch base on Leeds. Make sure you guys give that a watch. Fantastic episode once more. So yeah, if you've missed that out, do give that a watch. But yeah, the praise for Robert Sanchez, we need to. The way we were so loud when he was making mistakes, which was rightly so, but now he's putting performances that are at an elite level, and equally so, we need to praise him. And it looks like it's prolonging. We want to see it longer, for the next 12 months at least. Well, it's been good for the past 6 months. We want to see it for at least another 6 more months to start saying that, okay, you know what, he's well and truly back. But I feel like, yeah, he is slowly coming back. Well, not really coming back. He's showing new levels, really. This is what Enzo Maresca had to say on Robert Sanchez. Robert Sanchez's improvement. I think Robert, in terms of saving, he has always been good. This is exactly what a lot of us have said in All You Can Eat Chelsea episode earlier today, that in terms of shot stopping, has always been good. Since day one, our build-up, it depends on how the other team's presses. Robert's game against Arsenal was always also one of his best games in terms of build-up. He's improving, especially in the build-up. 100% agree. 100% agree. The way Robert Sanchez was commanding the box in set pieces and then releasing the ball so quickly to put us in the front foot for a counter-attack. Honestly, at times, it didn't even look like we were a man down against Arsenal. It always looked like we could do something. And also from deep, the way he distributes with his feet, the passes, the diagonal passes, amazing, immense. Robert Sanchez, kudos, continue in this vein. And honestly, you're going to go a long, long way. Now, let's see. Next up, Enzo Maresca on Cole Palmer. He's available. He was on the bench last game with 10 players. It was more complicated for Cole because he needs to come back in terms of fitness condition. This is what I said last game. A lot of people were very upset. Where's Cole Palmer? Where's Cole Palmer? It was complicated. We're a man down. And that situation, it's not the right substitution to make, knowing Cole Palmer is not going to be able to work that hard off the ball. And you need to with a man down. He is just coming back. So look, against Leeds, I fully expect Cole Palmer to be featuring. Whether he starts, I don't know. But off the bench, I expect him to get quite a bit of minutes. Maybe 30 minutes, maybe 60th minute he comes on. And that's a substantial amount of minutes. And then you slowly build up on that to eventually start playing 90 minutes. Cole Palmer coming back in this period, the month of December, with so many fixtures coming back to back for us, Cole Palmer is going to be a difference maker. It's such a good feel factor that he's coming back. What a magnificent attacker he is. He is, for me, our best attacker. I know Estevez doing a madness, but Cole Palmer, for me, is our linchpin. The fact that he's come back, huge boost in this period where it's make or break. We'll find out by the end of December whether we are serious title contenders or not. 6 points. Can we pick up as many wins as possible and limit any losses and bring that gap to less than 6 points? Yes. As soon as the month of January starts, I think we can have a proper answer. I still think we're definitely in the title race, and Cole Palmer is going to help us in that cause, and it's a massive, massive boost to have him back. Enzo Maresca on Andrey Santos being ready to replace Caicedo. Andrey is ready. His position is playing as a number 6, like Moy, but he's ready. One that can play good in that position is Josh Achapong, but we will see. I love this. I mean, Enzo Maresca keeps alluding the fact that Josh Achapong can play as a number 6. We're thinking about him as a CB. We're thinking about him as a right back. Enzo Maresca is thinking, you know what? This guy has got the capacity to play as a deep sort of midfielder. Do you know what I mean? Defensively well, on the ball, he can do something, he can drive with the ball. It's interesting with Andrey Santos. I remember Enzo Maresca saying in the start of the season that he sees him more in that Enzo Fernandez role as a box-to-box, which Andrey Santos definitely can do. But right now, with no Moses Caicedo, with no Romeo Lavia, Andrey Santos needs to do a job in that number 6 position, sort of in that deep position, and really emulate what Moses Caicedo does for us, covering so much ground, tackling, intercepting, and basically being the engine room of Chelsea Football Club. And we've seen Andrey Santos do that against Burnley a couple of games ago, where he dropped a man of the match performance. So look, I'm very, very excited to see Andrey Santos on a regular now, because Moises Caicedo is going to miss out on the next 3 Premier League games. So Andrey Santos, here you go. You got an opportunity to really start cementing a position. Not saying that you're going to replace Moises Caicedo completely, no, but perhaps maybe a 3-man midfield along with Enzo Fernandez. So let's see what happens. But very excited to see Andrey Santos, who is brilliant off the bench against Barcelona as well, mind you, if you guys remember. Enzo Maresca replacing Moises Caicedo for sure. Again, we are a better team with Cole, with Moy, with Levi. But when these players are not available, we need to find solutions. Now we need to do something different. I love it. This is what I've always been seeing from the start of the season. Enzo Maresca, you've got enough ingredients to compete. Find solutions. And this is exactly what he's trying to do right now. So good to see. And this is why I've been more critical on Enzo Maresca this season, because I don't want any excuses. You've got a plethora of players who are talented. Find the solution in-house. And now, all of a sudden, slowly but surely, people are starting to rate our squad. Not that long ago, our own fan base wasn't rating our squad. And now, all of a sudden, now we've got some good players. Of course, we've got some good players. We've always had good players. Enzo Maresca on team news for Leeds. Everyone is fine. Romeo is still recovering. He's the only concern at the moment, really. Lavia, if he can find himself... If he can find himself, having a prolonged period of time where he's not injured, much like Reece James, then we're absolutely minted. He's the one that is causing a bit of concern, and it's a bit of an issue for us in midfield. Dario, he was okay and started some sessions with us. He now needs to slow down a little bit. He will be out again, hopefully nothing important. So Dario Essugo was looking to come back into the team. He was training. Seems like he's picked up something new, but hopefully it's not that crazy as per Enzo Maresca, and that we will see Dario Essugo back sometime this month. I think that will be another added, bonus for us in our team, considering, no Romeo Lavia in midfield, and Moises Caicedo plays a lot of minutes. This red card that he received against Arsenal could be a bit of a blessing in disguise as well. Gives Moises Caicedo a bit of break. He is also carrying some knock on his knee, so hopefully he recovers from that. And the introduction of Dario Essugo sometime this month will also aid in giving Moises Caicedo a little bit of break. Enzo Maresca on message to the players. I think Leeds and Bournemouth, both games, especially away, are difficult for any team. They will be different compared to Barcelona and Arsenal. We need to be ready. 100% we need to be ready. No point in doing all this hard work now and then throwing it away in the likes of Leeds and Bournemouth. We cannot. Time to capitalize. All the hard work is now time to capitalize on them. No hiccup against Leeds. No hiccups against Bournemouth. And of course, no hiccups against Everton either. Get 9 out of 9 points. I'm telling you, it'll go a long way. Drop any points here, all the good work, it's gonna be useless. It's gonna be for nothing. And don't get into the situation where all the good work is just thrown down the drain. Do you know what I mean? None of these games are going to be easy, mind you. But we need to pick up the 3 points. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea have not made a decision on whether to sell Tyreek George, but clubs may try to lure him away with the promise of more first-team minutes. Look, I fully expect Tyreek George to leave in the January window. With all the players now returning back, Cole Palmer, Delap's back as well. Mark Gu is available too. Tyreek George, forget about making the bench. He's not even going to be in the squad anymore. So I thank him for the services that he's provided so far whilst the players were injured. But he's probably one player that I expect in January to make a move. He was very close to leaving in the summer window. So we just don't seem to have that position available for him, whether it's in the wings, whether it's up front. There's too many players now to consider. with players coming back from injury as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about, especially in regards to Reece James, Cole Palmer, Andrey Santos, all the news that's been floating about. Let me know your thoughts. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, take care. See ya. Bye.